This is the Medicine Hat and District Chamber of Commerce with your daily COVID-19 update for April 15th. There's greater flexibility now with the Canada-Alberta Job Grant, with deadlines for current approved grants extended by 3 months. Training can start within 9 months of grant approval and must be completed within 15 months of the training start date. If a course is postponed, you can contact the Canada-Alberta Job Grant Program to update your file when you get a new course date from your training provider. If a course is cancelled, you can contact the Canada-Alberta Job Grant to withdraw, and if you plan to reapply for a course at a later date, make sure you get a refund from the provider or institution and not a credit. If a course change format from in-person to online, you can include this in your training completion form, as you don't need to notify the Canada-Alberta Job Grant of that change. Please keep in mind that grant applications and training completion forms may take longer to process right now, but you can email jobgrant@gov.ab.ca if you do have questions. The Government of Canada is providing $20 million to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to support critical food inspection to help ensure that Canadians will have continued access to safe, high-quality food to feed their families. This investment will allow the CFIA to hire, train, and equip additional staff to conduct critical inspection activities, reassigning staff from within the agency to focus on critical services, and working closer with industry and trading partners to minimize supply disruptions during this crisis. The funding will also support the CFIA in developing flexible ways to carry out inspections, including through the expanded use of electronic tools and access to the CFIA's remote service delivery network. The federal government announced today that it will be expanding the Canada Emergency Response Benefit in order to help more Canadians benefit from the program. The government will be changing the eligibility rules to allow people to earn up to $1,000 per month while collecting the CERB, extending the CERB to seasonal workers who have exhausted their EI regular benefits and are unable to undertake their usual seasonal work, and extending the CERB to workers who recently exhausted their EI regular benefits and are unable to find a job or return to work because of COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic has placed particular demands on low-income workers in certain sectors, including those on the front line in hospitals and nursing homes, those ensuring the integrity of our food supply, or those providing essential retail services to Canadians. In recognition that these essential workers' salaries are often less or similar than what they would receive from CERB, the government will work with provinces and territories through a new transfer to cost share a temporary top-up to the salaries of workers deemed essential in the fight against COVID-19 who make less than $2,500 a month. Details as to the application and delivery of this measure will be released shortly following further work with the provinces and territories. This particular measure could help several million workers currently involved in the COVID-19 response, and the government has committed to continue looking for ways to better help all Canadians during this difficult time. Finance Minister Bill Morneau announced that the government will provide immediate temporary relief to sponsors of federally regulated defined benefit pension plans. This relief will be in the form of a moratorium through the remainder of 2020 on solvency payment requirements for defined benefit plans. The Government of Alberta has announced more than $53 million to implement more online, phone, and in-person mental health and addiction recovery support to make it easier for Albertans to access services from anywhere in Alberta during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. Supports currently offered by the province include Alberta's Mental Health Helpline, Alberta's Addiction Helpline, the Kids Help Phone, the Crisis Text Line, and Alberta 211, which is a free helpline that connects Albertans to community and social services in their area 24 hours a day, 365 days a year in over 150 languages. The federal government has also launched a new portal dedicated to mental wellness. Wellness Together Canada will connect Canadians to peer support workers, social workers, psychologists, and other professionals for confidential chat sessions or phone calls, and it will make it easier to find credible information and help to address mental health and substance use issues. We also continue along with our advocacy, and the Canadian Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, the Honourable Perrin Beatty, issued a statement regarding the urgent need to support Canada's oil and gas sector. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce has urged the federal government to launch the long-promised support package for Canada's oil and gas sector. Despite the recent international agreement to reduce production, COVID-19 will continue to put extreme pressure on global demand. Canada must consider the steps it can take to ensure that low prices and insolvency amongst Canada's oil and gas producers does not jeopardize the resiliency of Canada's energy system. On a virtual web conference today, Perrin Beatty stated that a global pandemic does require a global response. Businesses will be looking at their supply chain and also be looking at what can be done closer to home, as well as looking at self-sufficiency within our own country. One example is the energy industry, as it has the ability to not only serve Canadians, but also to supply the rest of the world. We have to look at how this pandemic is changing and how it will change the position of Canada in the global economy. The Canadian Chamber also met with the Federal Minister of Labour. The National Chamber conveyed the effectiveness of current government programs to address COVID-19, but also where improvements need to be made. They reiterated the call to put a hold on regulatory changes and consultations during the crisis, and a number of labour issues were also discussed, including interprovincial labour mobility, foreign credential recognition, the importance of inclusive growth during recovery, and the Talent Pipeline Management Initiative. We also have a number of new resources and always are updating webinars that are available to you. But one particular resource is about delivery and e-commerce enabled POS solutions for you. Star Plus is your complete point of sale inventory and cash management solution that is provided right here in Southeast Alberta. AutoStar CompuSystems has an innovative mobile delivery management Android app and e-commerce enabled inventory management system included to help you meet the challenges of retail today and into the future. You can take your business to the next level with this intuitive POS user interface that takes less time to train and more time to focus on growing your business. So you can check out the daily update for more information on that solution. There's a webinar with Rick Hansen in the Canadian Chamber of Commerce that you can check out, as well as some recorded webinars with regards to the Alberta Bits and Pieces program and keeping your company and employees secure when working remotely, which was a webinar that took place today and will be included in our on-demand series. So make sure you're checking out all the resources, the on-demand webinars, the several webinar series that are being offered, as well as the upcoming ones that you can register for. Take this opportunity to learn and connect, and we hope to talk to you soon. Take care.